There may be explicit language in today's episode. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 115 of Tailgate Talks. This episode, as always, is sponsored by Differential Recycling and Junk Removal. More on them later.
Pitt sucks, bro. Lost. Steelers suck. Pirates suck. Bye.
Honestly, fair reaction.
More than fair.
Especially considering we just recorded for 35 minutes and realized that we didn't actually hit record.
It was 20 because the chat room starts when the timer starts when the chat room's open.
Still,
so it's not really as bad. I just don't have to put much effort into Pitt and WVU again, because the rant I had the first time, comparing that, is like saying how many times we've said Pat Narduzzi needs to be fired. It's like talking to a brick wall.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Originally, what we said when we were recording, I made a comparison. I was eating an apple. I was standing actually a little bit far away. And I said, "What is this?" And Eli Holstein throwing 5 times, throwing to somebody, and I threw the apple into the woods. And compare-wise, guess what they have? Guess in similarity what that's like. We're throwing to nothing, and that's what Eli Holstein did. That was the point I was trying to make the first time. And oh no, guys, I have to breeze through and talk about this game even less that I already did. Oh no.
Oh no.
Sad.
How terrible.
Sad. So real quick, I'm going to make the points that I was trying to make. I'm going to make the same joke. WVU is probably going to win the Big 12. The Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. Touchdown PSAC. It's going to happen. There have been games in the past, right, where Pat Narduzzi has outcoached somebody. Miami. Not really the Wake Forest game because we were talking about it. I mean, that was the players, in my opinion, and Kenny Pickett leading. UCF, Clemson, and yeah. The points I was trying to make is that Pat Narduzzi is a coward. I can say it so many times on this show about he should be fired, they should buy out his contract. The bottom line is, just like Mike Tomlin, just like Bob Nutting selling the Pirates, it's not going to happen. Narduzzi would have to physically leave himself for him to not be the head coach of the University of Pittsburgh Panthers. That's it.
I mean, yeah, it's literally that simple.
And again, just like I said the first time, you cannot compare college careers and NFL careers if their NFL careers have not panned out the way everybody wanted them to. Johnny Football was an animal at Texas A&M. He gets to the NFL, and he was a disaster. Hell,
Yeah.
on field-wise, Manti Te'o, monster, gets to the NFL, nothing. Does that mean that their college career didn't mean anything? Anybody?
No.
No. This team has not figured out their quarterback situation since Kenny Pickett left in 2021. And it's simple. And it's not Eli Holstein. That's not the answer. Not anymore. I thought it was. It's not. I was wrong. Sure, he could turn it around. Because you go, oh, Mike, can he turn it around? Yeah, he did. But also, if you look at 2019, 2020, a lot of people were saying the same thing about Kenny Pickett that we are saying about Eli Holstein now.
Yeah.
And sure, he's gotten the rust off, and sure, there was moments since he's come back from his injury of pretty much snapping his leg almost that, yeah, he's done what he did when Pitt started 7-0 last year. Sure, he did. However, I've seen no signs that there's going to be improvement because he missed 5 open receivers, and I will give him a piece of credit. When he ran in to score, his teammates started to come up and celebrate, and he's like, no. At least one guy wants to discipline himself because the head coach isn't, and the head coach is not disciplining the players because this team on these classic Pat Narduzzi losses is not disciplined. They're not. Look at the penalties too. And you two answer this question. If your team is not disciplined, no matter who it is, the Steelers, Pitt, Michigan, Ohio State, if your team is not disciplined, is that good or bad?
Bad. It's going to bite you at some point.
Exactly. You can maybe get away with it for a second, but eventually it's going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Look at what's happened to Baltimore in the playoffs the past 3 straight years.
And then they whooped our ass.
I mean, yeah, that's just because we suck.
Yeah.
More on that later.
And we are recording.
More on that later.
Guys. We are recording. Yeah. Exactly. And I'm trying to think of things we talked about the first time to bring it up again. Yeah, I mean, they haven't found this classic Pat Narduzzi. There's no point in raising my voice because once again, it's like talking to a brick wall. What's the point?
There is
And
none.
and I know we're not the biggest podcast in the world, but even if the Loyal Sons or Chris Peak, 2 great Pitt podcasters, even if they raise their voice, same thing. It's like they're talking to a brick wall because there's no point, because there's going to be no change involved. It's Pitt. That's it. I literally said to so many people I was nervous about this game, and a couple people were like, it's West Virginia. No. Brother, it's Pitt. You don't know. And they looked like they did not want it. And I will give credit to West Virginia. They looked like they won it. If they kept, and I will give Rich Rod credit, if they started their starting quarterback from the very beginning, they probably would have blown us out, to be totally honest with you. So I will give them credit. They looked like they wanted it, and they took it. And Pat Narduzzi did not discipline his players, and the players looked like they didn't want it. That's it. There's nothing else to add to it. Just a bad loss, a classic Pat Narduzzi loss, and that's it. Now, last thing, so we can get to Burrow again, and then get back on track. The rest of the remaining schedule. Bryce counted the first time, 6 and whatever, Bryce?
I had 6 and 6.
6 and
I think
6.
they upset. They're gonna upset Notre Dame, or they're gonna upset Florida, or they're gonna Florida State, or they're gonna upset Miami. One of those teams.
Bryce, you mean Notre Dame that's 0-2 and ranked in the top 25?
Hey, more on that later. Don't worry, I have some heat sitting in this document right now.
Home against Louisville, home against Boston College, at Florida State, at Syracuse, praying they win that one because I'm going to be there. Home against NC State, at Stanford, home against Notre Dame, at Georgia Tech. That Georgia Tech is just one of those losses that you always see coming every single time.
Every year.
And home against Miami.
I mean, it's very easy to say they'll go 6 and 6, but it's also very possible that they go 4 and 8 in that schedule. But it's also not impossible that they somehow manage to get bowl eligible. And my allergies are acting up, so my eyes go bright red and I start itching them like crazy. I apologize for that because my nose will start watering, or my nose will start running and everything.
I don't know. I'm done talking about this team. I've done it twice already. I'm done. Edinburgh.
Once is enough.
Edinburgh.
This one ain't much better.
This one's not much better either. So once again, remind me, what's the Kutztown quarterback's name again?
Oh, Judd Novak.
Judd Novak. Okay, so for the 3 cold ones, because it's tough, I'm going Judd Novak, Kutztown's defense, because they just kept locking it down the entire game. And I'm going to give my third one to Gavin Ennis, who was very consistent all game. And if I wasn't going to give it to Gav, it would have been to Jared France.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the same first two. I'm gonna go Judd, Novak, and then the Kutztown defense, and then I'm gonna give my third cold one to Amari Jones. 8 total tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss. Good game. Nico didn't even play bad. He was 25 for 41 for 200 yards on the dot, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was sacked 3 times. We literally only even got a hit on their quarterback once. They were able to just run the football and not have to worry about it. They had 5 guys with over 30 rushing yards on the game, so I mean,
Listen,
yeah, they ran for 289 yards against us and 3 touchdowns. So
listen, I know it sucks that your team lost, Edinburgh. It could be worse. Teal got beat by Adrian College this weekend, 79-0.
I mean, yeah, Teal just sucks.
Yeah, Coach Miller one time when he was with Westminster, they came in and he was like, "Oh, the high school team is playing," and they were like, "No, that's Teal College, sir."
Yeah. Oh, they lost 76-0. Teal is currently being outscored this year, like 103-8.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
So Alex, for the Edinburgh stuff, now that we're actually caught back up after messing up,
yeah,
I was paying attention to the game, obviously, but I wasn't fully focused on a lot of the stuff because obviously I was there to take pictures. Now go follow Mike Kosminski Photography on Instagram. So, what I noticed, the first drive, not bad. I thought it wasn't bad at all, in my opinion. After that, fell off a cliff, to be totally honest with you. And like you said, Nico did not have a bad game. He did not. No, he didn't. And Gav and France were consistent, and Amari played a good game. There was just a lot of stuff that needs to be cleaned up, and that's it. Sometimes you have those games of football, and Kutztown is probably, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe not, gonna win the PSAC again.
It's very possible.
It's entirely possible. Yeah. Yes. And shout out CJ and Clay because they were on the they were behind the fence on the sidelines the entire game I was talking about. But yeah, and well, okay, I was paying attention too because Bo almost ran over me and on the play he came in. But also not because like Edinburgh did need to play better. Obviously, that's the number one thing, and there's no other excuse about it. And a lot of the guys are going to tell you that. If you
I mean, they lost 34-0. Like, there's not much else to be said besides that.
Yeah. However, though, the last play before the half, all day, and they didn't call it. All day. So
you did say the refs were kind of bad in that game.
No, they were. Dom calls the games on the radio for Edinburgh, and I went up to him right away during halftime. I'm like, same thing I just did a second ago. All day, he's like, yeah, I know. That's just PSAC refs for you. Though they were also, and shout out Sean Pebbles. I actually got to talk to him for a second at the game. The refs almost gave Edinburgh a 15-yard penalty. They almost threw a 15-yard penalty on Edinburgh for playing music.
Huh?
Yeah, you didn't hear that? Yeah, they were saying there was a few times they said, "Please turn the music off when the offense is trying to snap the ball." And then they got to the point where like, "Please again turn the music off when the offense is trying to snap the ball, or it will be a 15-yard penalty on Edinburgh."
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And maybe they didn't turn the music off like right away. Like and again, because like I said, I wasn't fully paying attention. However, if it was just because of the music, come on, man, really, soft. Again, I probably am wrong about that because again, I was locked in trying to get the best angles for pictures and stuff. Because hey, football photography and photography in general is hard, and I just got into it. So yeah, I mean, you said you got Bloom next week, long drive.
Yep, but easier pull than Kutztown. They're number 4 in Division 2 right now, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then the week after, they've got Clarion at home. So a very possible 3-1 start to the year for the Scots.
Mhm.
Then
And you know what?
at IUP, home against Callan Fairmont, at Gannon and Seton Hill, home against Slip at Millersville. Like it's a relatively favorable schedule.
Yeah, I agree. I think they just need to clean up the mistakes they were making against Kutztown and just fire away. Really. Now,
I think
Alex,
this is going to easily be like a 6-win football team right here at minimum.
absolutely. Now here's the here's another thing. I don't want to steal any segments on shows because it belongs to them. But Joe Lanowski does have a segment on his show that he does with Scott Talks. 3 reasons you win, 3 reasons you lose. So I'm going to cut 2 of them down. And Alex, I'm going to actually ask you this just because I'm trying something different. I'm trying different and like kind of bringing that in. Like, and next time we have Joe on, I'll do the same thing. Like, I'll be like, hey, you do this, so we'll do this. What is a reason you think Edinburgh wins against Bloom? And what's the reason you think Edinburgh could lose against Bloom?
Reason Edinburgh wins against Bloom. This Bloom is historically, I don't know if they still are, but as of last year and as of years past, Bloom is historically a heavy run team, a wing T, triple option type of team. They like to run the football. So reason Edinburgh wins, we play gap sound football. We stick to our responsibilities and we, crash on the run. And reason we lose, just undisciplined football. We turn the ball over against them, give them short field, or even if we turn the ball over in the red zone, give them a full field to grind clock. We can't waste opportunities. If we waste opportunities and give them the ball back, they're just going to grind clock off the game and they're going to go down and try and score and try and give us as little time to respond as possible. So, reason we win, play a disciplined, gap responsible defense. Reason we lose, playing undisciplined ball and turning the ball over and letting them run more clock off in the game.
Yeah, right.
You said I couldn't turn it. You said I couldn't turn it off, so I had to improvise.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I agree. So we'll see what Edinburgh does.
Also, Clarion football out to a quiet 3-0 start.
There we go. They're usually pretty solid. Normally, I feel like. Yeah. So as we wait for Bryce to get back, because next is the Steelers. Alex, go ahead and pay the bills.
Yeah. Alrighty. This episode of Tailgate Talks is sponsored by Defrisha Recycling and Junk Removal. Defrisha is a family-run business out of Greenville, PA that provides services such as vehicle purchasing, scrap metal purchasing, appliance removal, junk removal, garbage services, dumpster rentals, curbside pickups, house, garage, and building cleanouts, and demolition around the Greenville and Pittsburgh areas. If you or anyone you know are in need of their services, check out the links down below in the description. You can go to either their website or their Facebook page, get in contact with Defrisha, see if they provide their services in your area, and get a quote. Thank you, Defrisha, as always, for sponsoring this episode of Tailgate Talks.
Also, I want to say the thing that we just did with Edinburgh, all rights to that kind of ideas segment goes to Joe Lanowski. Okay.
All right, we talking Stillers?
Willis.
Yes, and I somehow am at 34% on battery life. Wow. Even though I'm pretty sure I can transfer to my phone and the box just stays.
The Steelers talk is pretty simple, though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Caleb Johnson needs cut.
Oh, listen, can I say something real quick about that? Okay. Rookie mistakes are going to happen when you're a rookie. However, when it is that bad of you don't know the rules to one of your basic things you need to know on special teams, that's the problem. I don't care if you're a rookie. That's bad.
Yeah.
To be totally honest with you, not the best game from Aaron Rodgers.
Started super slow. First half was so bad.
It was bad. It was really bad. And also, to be totally honest with you, I do think the game, Seahawks probably still would have won. However, if that play from Caleb Johnson didn't happen, I do think that was the that was the momentum killer that killed the Steelers. The rest.
Yeah, it was 17-14 at that point.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, just another Mike Tomlin loss. And
Here's
stupid
my thought
mistakes.
with the Caleb Johnson situation, real quick. Okay, I understand it's a rookie mistake. I do. My issue with that was the ball rolls right to the white line, and the Seahawks jump on top of it. Did nobody make sure that he wasn't out of bounds? Because from the look of it, he rolled over top of the ball without possessing it and was out of bounds, which would make that a touchback.
A touchback.
I feel like that was like so overlooked after that play because everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, well, did he actually possess the ball?" Because it didn't.
I
look
think
like
he might have. I don't think there would have been any definitive angle that could have disproven him recovering and possessing the ball, but I agree. I think they should have at least taken a second look at it.
I mean, it felt like they were like, "Oh, that kid made a mistake. We're just gonna use him as an example and say it was a touchdown."
Yeah, and I mean that was one of two plays that really swung the momentum of that game. There was that one, and before that, there was Rodgers' first interception in the red zone. The ball that he threw into the end zone. Now, Aaron said it a lot nicer in the post-game presser because, to be honest, Aaron Rodgers has really impressed me so far this season with his way of handling the media and everything. He's just seems very, very focused on the team and very focused on trying to get the team to a good position. So I love the way he put it in the post-game presser, but Aaron essentially said, I was throwing the ball to Muth in the end zone. Calvin put his hand out, and it got tipped, and that's how it ended up getting picked off. And he essentially said, man, either get in a position to catch the ball and make it a touchdown or get the hell out of the way and let the guy I'm throwing it to catch it. Is essentially what he said. In a much nicer way, but that's essentially what he said, and that was a big play. And again, I'm never going to condemn a player for, being instinctual and trying to make a play. That's obviously a big time thing to do. So I would rather Calvin go out there and have that be a teaching moment and go, hey, next time let's, make sure that we can make the play 100% or as close to 100% as possible. But still, respect for trying to go and make the play. It was a close game at that point, and that would have been a big touchdown on the scramble drill from Rodgers. So.
I also thought the defense looked like garbage again.
Absolutely.
Run defense might be bottom.
Better, but still terrible.
Yeah. I mean, Kenneth Walker is a solid running back when healthy. We're not discounting that, but
nature.
You guys hear that? Like Alex said about Edinburgh, with their gap soundness to beat Bloomsburg. I feel like I know we didn't have Highsmith. I get that, and I know Jack Sawyer was in there, but Jack Sawyer
that is a thing to consider.
Jack Sawyer did look very good, though.
He did.
But Jack Sawyer looked really good in his place. But
yeah, because I mean, we were at points missing. Well, we were already missing Deshaun Elliott and Joey Porter Jr. going into the game. Then at one point, Highsmith got injured and was out for the rest of the game. Patrick Queen was out for a certain amount of time. Isaiah Loudermilk got hurt. We had 5 or 6 guys on defense that were banged up and either didn't return or returned, but were still hurt. So credit to the young guys. Peyton Wilson looked pretty decent out there at linebacker. There was a couple times where I was watching Cole Holcomb and I was like, Jesus, what the hell are you doing? But overall, I think considering the adversity with the injuries, I think the defense played relatively well. Jalen Ramsey seems to still be mostly Jalen Ramsey, which is reassuring to have whatever level that can be reassuring. Darius Slay made a few nice plays. So
now imagine this defense. I don't know how they're planning on using him, but Jabril Peppers comes into the picture now.
And you're going to get Derek Harmon sooner rather than later as well.
I don't know what they're planning on doing with Peppers, but I was looking at stats on it when I saw they signed him because I was like, this dude's had to have been in the league for at least 10 years by now. Pretty close.
He's been in the league for a while.
His PFF grade is coverage last year or just a safety or whatever it was. I forget what it was, but it was like 90.5.
Yeah, I still have no idea why the Patriots cut him.
That was weird.
Right.
Yeah.
They got the Dolphins, beat them, I guess. So maybe that was worth it. I don't know. I don't know.
McDaniel seems so just checked out already.
Yeah.
Well, they just suck. They're terrible.
They do. But yeah, next week they got the Patriots.
That's going to be a tight game. That might be my upset of the week right there, actually.
We will see.
It's gonna hurt me and make me happy at the same time if I see a Travion Henderson breakout game in this game.
You're going to be in so much pain. But yeah, so I'm currently at like 29% on my laptop because this battery life is garbage. But luckily, we've got through a lot of stuff. But I got nothing else to add on to the Steelers. Now, real quick, you two, I told you, I believe it was start, cut, trade, fantasy. Alex does NFL. Bryce, you do college. By the way, it was also official. And two things, real quick. One, the Pirates are gonna. Bryce, at least the Pirates won't have the same record as they did last year because
No, they'll have a worse one.
They're gonna have a worse one. No, that's right.
Actually, there is a very high possibility looking at the schedule right now for the Pirates. Not to cut into time to talk about it because I love baseball. Don't get me wrong, but whenever your team is, for lack of better words, ass, there's a chance that this team, 3, 6, 9, 12, they have 12 games left. They are currently sitting at 65 and 85. There is a chance that this team doesn't break 70 wins, especially with who they play. They play the Cubs this week, who I think they could get swept by.
Yep.
And don't worry, it gets better from there. They play my second favorite team, the Athletics.
With your favorite player?
It's crazy. Nick Kurtz. He is my favorite player, not even just because of his name. Literally, like I told you the story. My uncle's mom lives in a home over there, and she lives in the same home with his grandmother, Evelyn Kurtz, and she's met Nick before, which is kind of cool. And he actually just hit a 498-foot home run this weekend. Nobody's talking about that.
Jesus.
That's crazy. But one thing I want to add about the Athletics, looking at it, do you see what happens whenever you bring your young guys up and let them play? They're not 500, but they're 70 and 80, and their pitching rotation is probably the worst in Major League Baseball behind the Rockies. So, Bob Nutting, if you're watching this, call up the young guys.
Yeah, I agree. And the second one,
Connor Griffin.
week three of the NFL. Who's ready for some Carson Wentz football?
Let's go.
That is not funny.
Yes, JJ McCarthy looks like he is out week 3. Also, again, he's not. Technically he's not a rookie, but it's his second game. Relax, everybody.
Well, here's what I'm going to say about that real quick. I'm not going to sit here and meat ride him because he's not at Michigan anymore. You've played 8 quarters of football and 7.
Oh no, we lost Bryce. Oh no, dang! He started talking about Michigan, and Alex hit the pause button. Damn. All right, Alex. While we wait for Bryce to get back, I guess you can do your NFL fantasy thing.
Yeah. So I believe it was bench cut trade.
I believe so. Yes, that is correct.
Okay. We're gonna go bench Broncos offensive players at the moment. Evan Ingram, severely underperformed.
He's back.
Bo Nix.
Personal hotspots.
Let's go. So bench Broncos offensive players. They scored a good amount of points, but I don't think they're going to produce that much.
Mm.
Please, for the love of God, I hate saying this so much, cut Justin Fields. He did it one time. He's not doing it again. It was a flash in the pan. He played a terrible and underprepared Steelers defense, and he sucked this week. So cut Justin Fields and trade literally any Bengals offensive player that is not Jamar Chase. They're going to suck for the next 3 months. I know T. Higgins has been on my starting lineup for 2 weeks now and been terrible even when Burrow's healthy.
Don't remind me. Joe Burrow's out. Don't remind me.
Yeah, I know. I have him as my quarterback in 2 leagues.
Yeah, I know.
including my dynasty league. At least I have Caleb Williams. Speaking of which, start him. If we're throwing in a guy to start Caleb. Don't care if they lose every game this year. He's going to put up at least 20 points every game. Start him.
Yeah, I can see that. Also, Bryce, that was JJ's first loss in 3 years, right?
Yeah, it was indeed.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy.
I know, that's just crazy. He's just a winner. Except last night.
Not last night. He wasn't a winner. He was a loser last night.
He's a loser. He's definitely.
All right. Well, real quick before we cover more college stuff, I have one, so I'll give mine last. But NFL hot takes from 2 weeks in. One hot take.
The Browns should have never traded away Kenny Pickett and should have been the starter.
Yeah. Okay. I like that one.
Are you throwing me on the spot? Holy crap! Hold on. All right, let me look. I'm gonna say hot take. It's the Bills' year to make it to the Super Bowl.
Ooh!
Spicy.
Oh, I'm on 33%. We gotta go.
All right. This one. I can't believe I'm even doing this. I can't believe it's happened so far in the league for this to happen. I have to bring it back down to earth, guys. Colts fans, it's not happening. He's not your guy. I promise you. We saw this in Dayball's first year as the Giants head coach. For the love of God, Daniel Jones is not a good NFL quarterback. Please do not fool yourselves. This division, as Bryce said when referring to the Pirates, is what most would probably consider ass. They might be able to win 8 or 9 games. It does not mean they're a good football team. Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback. Please don't do it. Do not do it to yourselves. I don't care that that Daniel Jones beat the 13-4 Vikings on the road in the playoffs. Dayball's first year. They literally had a negative scoring differential on the season that year. I don't care what you think. It's not happening.
Oh,
Facts
man.
don't care about your feelings.
Anyway, Bryce, quick, college.
All right, I'm going to focus AP pool because the AP pool committee can.
We have time for that.
Let's go.
So I'm just going to start with my notes very quickly, okay? Alex, by no shot is this at Ohio State at all. Stay with me throughout this. Ohio State, in my opinion, is still the best team in the country. Hard to argue that right now. But with Texas looking very fraudulent and struggling with Ohio into half, it opens that door a little bit to have a conversation about them not being the best. I still believe they are the best up to this point. They're still the best up to this point.
I was mortally terrified until about halfway through the third quarter. So, yeah.
I'm not saying they're frauds by any means. Ohio State they're going to win. That's what they do. I'm saying they're still the best team in the country. Nobody can take that away from them. I don't care who you are, what you say. They're still the best team in the country.
There's that 5th conference champion spot in the playoffs. Look out for a frisky Ohio Bobcats. Looking to win the MAC and get the 5th seed, maybe?
It is very possible. Let me run through this real quick. I have, just off the AP poll, Penn State, LSU, Georgia, and Miami is razor-thin margins. Either one of those teams, in my opinion, could be the number 2 seed in college football right now.
Yep.
More likely not LSU, but I'm still going to keep them up there because they still rightfully deserve to be in that conversation. Texas A&M, Florida State, and Oklahoma appear to potentially be legit. They have 3 of the 4 Heisman contending quarterbacks right now, and Johnny Castellanos, I think, and
Tommy Castellanos, yeah.
And the dude from Texas A&M, can't remember his name right now.
Yeah,
but
I can't remember it either.
I would not be surprised if Mike Tomlin takes the guy from Indiana. What's his name again? John Mateer?
John Mateer. I mean, listen.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Not just because he lit up Michigan. I mean, he made some freaking throws 2 weekends ago, and this past weekend he looked really good too. He looks to be like Brent Venables' answer. Is Brent Venables his answer, though? Probably not. We know how that goes. Okay.
That is a valid response.
Here's where it gets ugly. Bama jumps 5 spots after beating an unranked Wisconsin. Is SEC biased at its finest? There is no reason Bama should be in the top 15 of all the teams in America right now. No way. Don't care what anybody says. Disagree with me. Blame me. Do not care whatsoever. That is ridiculous. The other ridiculous part is, yes, Tennessee lost to Georgia by 3 points. Yes, Tennessee was beating Georgia at some point. Yes, Tennessee hosed that game away like they always do. Why did they not drop?
Yeah, that's shocking to me.
There's no reason that team doesn't drop at least a spot or two. They don't deserve to stay at their same spot because they still, at the end of the day, hosed away a potential win against Georgia at Tennessee, mind you, a home game against Georgia. They hosed that away. My opinion.
I would be happy. I would be happy to put Utah. I would be happy to put Utah and Texas Tech above them, and possibly even Georgia Tech.
Absolutely agree with you, 100%. Although Georgia Tech, I probably wouldn't put above them. I'd put them right behind them. But that's just me personally. All right, next topic. Notre Dame being ranked at 0-2 with the schedule that they play does a complete disservice to every other undeserving team that is 3-0 right now. And I don't care that their losses were to Miami and Texas A&M. I really don't care. That just proves you can't beat potential playoff teams. So why do you deserve to even have a look at potentially getting in? Because let's be real. If you look at Texas or Notre Dame's schedule, if they lose another game, they're the worst team in football. Don't care. I don't care whatsoever. Notre Dame fans, not going to say it. Anyway, you guys are frauds. You're not going anywhere. Marcus Freeman appears to be the answer. They're just having some growing pains right now, getting back to their stride from last year. Will they be fine at the end? Yes, because they play trash cans the next 7 weeks, and they're probably going to end up at 10-2 and make the playoff as a 12 seed maybe. Although, I don't know, because I feel like the top 8 are very, very heavy this year. And then it's the 4 after that where it gets interesting.
I still have a lot of praise, and I still really like Marcus Freeman. I still think he is the answer as well.
Boys,
I think it can be.
This is all I gotta say, boys. Boys, we got Vandy in the top 25 before GTA 6. What is happening right now? What is happening right now, boys? Vanderbilt.
That's awesome.
Vanderbilt. Hose Charleston Southern at home, not shocking. Then go on the road to Virginia Tech. Hose Virginia Tech, also not shocking. They just got hosed by Old Dominion at home. How? But then, number 10 South Carolina at home, hosting Vandy. In the Commodores, hose them too. 31-7. Vandy drops South Carolina completely out of the top 25.
That's my next point. My second to next point right there. The other thing I had pairing with Notre Dame is it pairs well with Clemson being overrated AF, as I put on my notes.
Very much so.
There's the door. Get out of here, buddy. Okay, to touch on South Carolina real quick. They did lose. Absolutely. Vandy looked very good in that game. I will say, anybody watched how Sellers went down in that game in the late second quarter? I could see how that could be a complete momentum and energy dropper. That doesn't explain them letting Vanderbilt put up 31 points. But they still lost at the end of the day. I personally think that if Sellers is in that game, I don't know if they win, but it's definitely a lot closer than what it was. I have them in that 24-25 spot with losing their quarterback. Now, if Sellers plays that whole game and they lose, see ya. Get out of the top 25. My next note I have is Pitt, and then I just put LOL.
Yeah.
And then I have two things left. Well, 3. Yeah. I have my matchups of the week. Iowa State could potentially be frauds. It appears that they might be frauds. They are 4-0, but they've won 2 very, very fraudulent games against very fraudulent teams. My last one is, and you guys will love this, Bo Prebula would have been a better fit for Penn State than Drew Aller is right now.
That's not even a hot take. That's not even a hot take.
Bo Prebula has Missouri looking mighty fine right now. actually cracks them into the top 25. And I think they deserve that because Bo Prebula has played a very, very good game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else AP pool-wise? If there's any other last notes that anybody else has, shoot them in. My last words that I have is the AP pool voters suck. They need to abolish every single one of them and put people that actually know what they're talking about in that system.
Can I say real quick once again, there's still time, everybody, for the love of God. I'm telling you right now, jump on the Illinois train. I know
that's the other part of that. Why has Illinois just stayed at 9? They haven't moved. They haven't dropped. They've just stayed right at 9.
Stay on the Illinois train. I'm telling you right now, stay right on the Illinois train. I've said it before the season started. Nobody, I mean, you guys were surprised, but a lot of people weren't talking about it. Here we are. So,
Alex, what do you got? You got anything?
We
Mikey,
really
if you have anything, go. I just don't want your laptop to die, and then we have to record all over again.
It still record even if I leave.
Oh, okay.
And we lost Alex.
When he gets back, we'll talk.
Watch out.
You have to say that. You're gonna have to say that entire thing again because your internet cut out.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna keep riding the same train that I've been riding. Watch out for those Utah Utes. They are kind of terrifying. And my Texas Tech prediction is still very much possible, still undefeated. Just absolutely hosed whoever the hell they played this week. I forget who it was. But looks like the Big 12 is going to be kind of crazy this year between Iowa State, Utah, and Texas Tech.
And what West Virginia?
Of course, right? Yeah, naturally.
Actually, Bryce, we'll do your the college here. We'll do your fantasy thing real quick because actually just thought of something from the top of my head.
Me?
Yeah.
All right, my matchups of the week for this week. It's kind of funny that Mikey brought it up, and Alex actually, because there is a couple big games this week. Illinois versus Indiana being one of them.
Yep.
Illinois goes to Indiana. They actually have Indiana, I believe, as a couple points favorite. They have Indiana favorited in this game. Maybe. I don't know. That's definitely a matchup to watch. Florida versus Miami, which is where game day is going. Don't like that whatsoever. I think Miami absolutely flames Florida this week and beats them by 3 scores. Another matchup they have for the week is Michigan versus Nebraska. I don't even want to talk about that because that game makes me more nervous than Oklahoma. Auburn versus Oklahoma. I think John Mateer solidifies why he should be in that Heisman talk against Auburn and gets them another top 25 win. They have Oregon versus Oregon State as a matchup of the week. I don't see it. Maybe because they're both in-state rivals. I don't think it matters. Dante Moore looks above average, not in that Heisman conversation talk yet, but definitely entering the doorway to be in it. And then my last matchup of the week that I have is Texas Tech versus Utah, which is where I believe game day should went this week. Because, I mean, come on. You got to think about it. The only thing I'll say about Michigan, Nebraska is if I have to watch Dylan Raiola act like Patrick Mahomes for 4 quarters and Michigan loses, I might not watch another game the rest of the year.
That's yeah.
If he starts going like this, like Mahomes, I'm telling you, I'm gonna smash the TV and have to go buy a new one because I don't want to see it. I hope Biff Poggi lets Bryce Underwood do his thing like he did against Central Michigan. And it's crazy when you don't handcuff your quarterback. He actually looks like he knows what he's doing. That's enough for me because I've exhausted my time and I got all my points off.
Yeah, we really got to go. But real quick, because it's a great idea. Okay. I'm going to try to do this from the top of my head and see if it actually, I'm saying this right. I'm going to say 3 teams, right? And I want you to put them in categories real quick, no explanation, just say it. Who has more of a chance to make the college football playoff, no way make the college football playoff, or make it to even the semifinals of the college football playoff, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, the 3 teams about to say. Illinois, Florida State, Utah. Me, for sure, I'm sticking with Illinois. Semifinals, I'm going Florida State. And sorry, Alex, no way, Utah. I'm going Utah because that's the process of elimination. But they were good. they're going to be They are sneaky good, and I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to the playoffs.
So you said make semifinals and win?
No chance of making it semifinals, make it to the just playoffs in general.
And you said Florida State, Illinois, Utah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who wants to go next?
Okay. I'm just looking at schedules right now.
Me too.
I am going to say Utah doesn't have a chance to make the playoffs. I'm going to say Illinois can. I'm going to switch that. Illinois doesn't make the playoffs. Utah does make the playoffs, and Florida State makes the semifinals.
I fully agree.
Damn, there we go. Quick.
Full on agree, Bryce.
Nice.
Full on
Nice.
agree.
I think you've got Illinois probably finishing 4th or 5th in the Big Ten, which is going to.
You guys think those three? Do you guys think those 3 teams are probably like the most sneaky teams,
Yes.
probably in college football?
To make it?
No, just sneaky teams in general.
They're all up there.
Mhm.
I actually think that, and this is going to surprise you, the sneakiest team I think right now to make the playoffs in college football.
Mhm.
Everybody bear with me. Texas A&M.
Ooh.
Moving on.
Right before we get into rapid fire, this will take 2 seconds. They just fired their head coach. So looking at the schedule for this week, peep the absolute barn burner 3-point game that is going to be Wofford at Virginia Tech this week. Calling it.
Okay. Upset alert. Real quick. I'm going Detroit plus, I guess, 210 is the way I'm looking at it. I don't know.
Where are we doing this?
ESPN.
For college
where are you
football?
getting the odds from?
ESPN.
ESPN.
Yeah.
Is this for college football, Mikey?
NFL.
NFL.
We gotta get to the rapid fire like right now because my laptop's gonna die.
Grab an extension cord and grab a charger.
I have 26 minutes. We're fine.
Well, upset of the week.
Oh, I got mine.
Okay, what is it?
Give me the Raiders plus 5.5 over Washington.
Ooh.
I'm going to take the Rams over the Eagles.
Ooh. I like it.
Spicy.
I like it where the Rams at. Okay.
That's only a 3.5-point game. Wow.
Okay. To speed run through this. Haley and I could possibly tie, so we're gonna have to wait till after Monday once again for the second straight week in a row for me. Anyways, the winners were Emma, EJ, and AJ. So far, none of us won this week. Alex had. Oh wait, no, I don't have to go through you guys because you guys were on last week. Yeah, EJ was on last week. Yeah, okay. AJ had Green Bay, Cincinnati, Dallas, Rams, New England, San Francisco, Buffalo, Baltimore, Philly, and Atlanta. Emma had Green Bay, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Dallas, Detroit, New England, San Francisco, Buffalo, the Rams, Arizona, Philly. Haley had Green Bay, Dallas, Rams, Bills, Bengals, Niners, Ravens, Lions, Cardinals, Eagles. And then Bryce had the Rams, Bengals, Ravens, Bills, Patriots, 49ers, Cowboys, Lions, and the Cardinals. This week's games, Haley's facing Bryce. I am facing Emma. Alex is facing AJ. Nice. And EJ is facing Dom. Okay. Are we ready?
Hit me. Let's do it.
Fire, week 3. Let's get it. All right. Thursday night. Buffalo's beating the crap out of the Dolphins.
Yep. Give me Buffalo.
Could be very sneaky. Everybody's going to be on the Bills. Just saying. I'm going to stick with Buffalo, but don't be surprised.
Green Bay at Cleveland. Green Bay is going to keep the train rolling.
Yep. Give it to me.
Go Pack, go.
And no, they're not switching to Dylan Gabriel yet. Okay. Colts at Tennessee.
Titans get their first win of the season.
Yeah, give me Cam Ward.
Yep. Oh man, we're all going the same so far. Bengals at Vikings. Oh god, Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz.
Give me Carson Wentz.
Give me Carson Wentz.
What's the matchup again?
Bengals
Sorry.
and the Vikings.
Oh God.
Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz.
Give me Jake Browning.
I like it. Okay, Pittsburgh at New England. I think Pittsburgh's going to bounce back.
Me too.
Bryce, don't do it. Don't do it.
Give me the
Oh.
Pats.
Oh! Jarrell Pepper's revenge.
No, I just think that Drake May's a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers in the current state of the union.
Fair. Okay, Bryce had the Rams. So, Alex, Rams, Eagles. I'm going Eagles.
Give me the Rams playoff revenge.
Damn, okay. Jets at the Bucks. Bake show, baby.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Baker's gonna bake.
Raiders at Commanders. Alex has the Raiders. I am going to go. I think Washington's going to have a bounce back week.
I agree.
Falcons at Panthers. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah,
This is
give me the
another
Falcons too.
This is another one that could be very interesting in my opinion, but I'm gonna go Falcons.
Texans at Jaguars. Ooh, I
Give me
think
Texans.
CJ Stroud will score a touchdown.
I'm
Which
gonna take
I know they played at night. They played at night. You still do it anyway, but yeah.
I'm gonna take the Jags.
Okay. Broncos at Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, give me Herbert.
I'm gonna take Jim Harbaugh and Jesse Minter.
Saints at Seahawks. The Saints suck. Give me the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Seahawks. I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Cowboys at the Bears. I'm gonna still go with Chicago. I think this is the week they win finally.
Chicago's favorited, man.
Give me the Bears.
I'm gonna take the Cowgirls.
Cardinals at 49ers. Give me the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay on the 49ers in this one. Mac Jones actually looked decent.
Yeah. Chiefs at Giants. I mean, come on. Is this the game?
Come
where
on.
We see, is this the game where we see? I know. Okay. This is not the game you will see Jackson Dart fully because Russ just, even though they still lost, just looked insane against the Cowboys. But still, give me Kansas City.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
And then I had the Lions over the Ravens.
Ooh.
Good game.
Over the Ravens?
I like
Give
that.
me Baltimore.
I'm gonna take Baltimore as well.
Okay, there we go.
If any bettors out there want a perfect slate, here you go. It's right here.
Apparently, a lot of teams were trying to trade for AJ Brown this past offseason.
I'm actually not surprised at all.
No, I'm not either.
I'm glad
Okay,
that what's his name didn't
Alex,
entertain.
for the final time, pay the bills so then I can go charge my laptop.
This episode of Tailgate Talks is sponsored by DeFrisher Recycling and Junk Removal. If you or anyone you know is interested in their services, check out the links down below in the description to their website and their Facebook page. Get in contact with DeFrisher, see if they offer their services in your area. Thank you, DeFrisher, once again for sponsoring this episode of Tailgate Talks. Gentlemen, any last words?
Pitt sucks. Fire Narduzzi. Bench Eli.
My prediction still stands true. It's a beautiful football season.
Yeah.
Damn straight. Good night, America.